So welcome to another episode of Hometown Chronicles USA. We are back on the road. Recently, we've been doing a lot of things with the podcast and doing some, I guess, just talking to ourselves about some personal experiences. Our last one was about our hometowns, but right now we are on the road here in South Carolina, and we are in Glendale
Mills.
Glendale Mills, here in South Carolina, which is right outside of Spartanburg. So while we were driving, we saw this place. We saw that there's the Glendale Mills as well as some ironworks. And so it's like a village, if you will, from back in the day. This is one of the structures that has remained, as well as others. So we're going to take you all on a quick field trip, and you're going to learn with us about what this this village once was.
All right.
Peace.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it. Sound of water. So rejuvenating.
Oh, yeah, wow. That is beautiful.
It is. The water is actually cleaner than what I thought it would be.
Me too. Yeah, it's pretty clear. And that's the dam. That's a dam.
Yeah.
I think I saw online that it collapsed at one point and they rebuilt it.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is awesome. Oh, there's a tire.
Yep. Damn.
How old do you think that tire is?
43 years old.
How do you think it got there?
A drunk night.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, they have Jimmy.
Hey, have you ever seen this picture of Bob Ross holding a baby raccoon?
A baby raccoon? No. I've only seen him with the paintbrush in his hand.
Yeah, well, there he is with a baby raccoon. That picture goes hard, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Bob Ross and a baby raccoon. And over here,
Jimi Hendrix.
we got Jimi Hendrix. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Heck yeah. Looks like we're at Aldo's shack.
All right, let me see if I can find what that is.
Between the Cracks with your host, Kyle.
These ruins are pretty, they're pretty dope though.
Those ruins are amazing.
I was like, hey, Pooch.
Oh boy. What's up, dog?
All right, so we are here at the former Glendale Mills, and it looks like this was a cotton manufacturing company. And it was owned by a Dr. James Bivings, who was born April the 28th, 1787 in Edenton, North Carolina, which is on the eastern part of the state. And Cal has decided to just go ahead and jump in.
Holy crap.
You all right?
Yeah. It's uneven
Be careful,
ground
man.
in here. Luckily I got my tetanus shot.
Yeah, that's definitely good for sure.
Dude.
Clearly people have left their mark.
Oh yeah, the Ninja Turtles are in here.
The Ninja Turtles are in here?
Yeah.
No condoms in here, no used condoms. Little freaky deaky teenagers, right?
I wouldn't say no yet.
Yeah.
I haven't looked that closely.
It's interesting to see just kind of like the ruins of what once was. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So if this was a cotton mill, obviously we know what cotton looks like, but this would be the processor, of course, of the cotton, and the end result eventually looks like what it is that we may wear on a daily basis, clothes.
Straight through to the sky. I have no idea what that giant metal box is.
Yeah, me either.
But it is cool.
I wonder if it's original.
Oh, it must be.
And maybe there were renditions of the mill that were, upfitted as the times changed, but
You're gonna have to help me up there.
Need some help? What up, folks? Let's see this guy do it. See if he can do it.
All right. These pants are a little tight.
He made it.
All right.
And so this is the other side of it.
Yeah.
Somebody's came through with a weed whacker to get all these weeds and everything
Weeds out of the way, yeah.
There's 2 more towers.
Yeah.
This is interesting, especially coming from a town where I was raised, where we had a lot of iron furnaces and former iron furnace plantations. To see that this mill is here and is that close to the ironworks stations, which were right over there, you can kind of see how they work in tandem.
Yeah.
You go from one space to the other. So this was literally a whole village at one point in time, for sure.
I seriously just thought we were going to run up against a bridge.
Yeah, not so
I
much.
didn't know that we were going to find all these remains here that we could kind of walk through.
Most definitely.
It's pretty cool, the town, to, I'm assuming, allow this to some degree. It's not fenced off. There's definitely no trespassing signs. This is just right off the trail.
Yeah. And there's a house that's up here, as you see.
Oh yeah, that's a good view of it.
And okay, so this is the house. And I'm reading some of this, you all. But this is the house right there. See that, Cal?
All right, so right here, we're on the internet.
It looks like that's the house. So this is the cotton factory,
Oh yeah.
1856, and we see that on the signage up here.
Yep.
And it looks like this is the house.
We got
So this
4
was-
columns out front.
Yep.
Little window up above.
And so this was the home of Dr. Bivings,
Yeah.
who I just mentioned earlier.
So that was the guy that started this mill?
Yep. And it says once he left, it still served at the home as the home of various mill leaders. Today it
imagine.
stands alone and empty, and it is very alone.
Imposing.
Yeah.
It's
Most
up on a
definitely.
pretty high wall. Here, hold this for a second.
You gonna climb it?
No. I'm just going to show how big it is. There's stairs over here, actually. Yeah. That house is up high.
Yeah, most
And it
definitely.
is big. And it looks like there's some stairs over here where they could have come on down from their house, including a brick path. And they could have come on down to the mill and seen how things were going. The bridge, which we'll cross later, I think,
Yeah.
was what connected the mill villages. And there's definitely a mill village over here too. You can see all the houses.
Yeah, you see all the homes that are over
And it
there.
would have allowed people to get over this waterway over here and come to work.
Yeah. So when you look at things from a historical perspective,
You got to come up here. This is
Yeah.
is cool.
So when you look at things from a historical perspective, this would be the quote unquote big house of what a plantation would look like. Because a lot of people think agriculture only when they talk about plantations, but manufacturing plantations were also in full effect. And this would be an example of that for sure. So he got the best seat in the house. If you see right there, you're constantly looking out over the over the mill. So
You got a great view.
you got a great view.
It was difficult to film ourselves
Yeah, we're doing this real time.
and navigate some very uneven ground.
I think the beautiful thing about places like this is that when you allow different walkways and you have greenways as well, it allows people the opportunity to be in touch with history in a way in which they may have not even thought they would be coming out for a walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because who would have expected this? If they type in Greenway Trail or what have you, or walking trails, they may not have necessarily thought they would be walking in a former mill town.
No. It does kind of make for a really cool like interactive landscape here. Yeah, so this is the building that we were just in. And you can see there's not, I'm sure they would prefer less graffiti,
Sure.
but there's really nothing stopping you from walking over here. I mean, in fact, it's like, it almost feels,
We are
oh,
here.
a little bit dangerous.
Actually, there's a spot here you actually can crawl in.
Yeah, we came in through there, but we're just saying it's like actually kind of surprising that it's not fenced off or anything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the negative graffiti, as you see right there, right below Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo,
Oh, yeah.
and Raphael. But, you know, Ignorance is everywhere, of course.
That's true.
All right, so let's check out the town. We have
All right.
structures that are right over there.
You want to check these structures over here out?
You want to go down
I
there?
feel like those might be
let's go.
smokestacks of some sort. Especially that one, that round one for sure. Here's some more of this uneven ground that we're talking about. You know, there was a point where I would have just jumped that, but
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I'm at that point still. Oh, yeah, you know what?
You gonna say F it? Jump.
You only live once.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice 1 foot drop, Cal.
Hey, that's like at least 3.5 feet. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to guess, I guess, without knowing too much about the actual construction of the building, but I would assume
Yeah.
that at some point there's a building attached to this. Which would have given easier access to this smokestack here. But that is an impressive structure. What'd you say? It was like 150 years old?
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like the mill stopped production in 1961. It shut its door, and says it left people of the community without employment. Of course, some people were able to find plants to work at nearby, and some were able to keep their homes. It says some sold their homes and moved away. From the day it closed until the plant was destroyed by fire, March the 21st, 2004, the property had changed hands 3 or 4 times, finally becoming a warehouse. So that is
A warehouse.
yeah. So there's probably no telling.
That maybe that was that building that we started at. That's now part of the school.
Yeah. So if, as you see when you come down here, and I'm guessing that this may be a natural body of water, it would make sense to build a mill next to the water because
yeah.
water is a
definitely a river
huge
there.
resource
Yep.
from a manufacturing standpoint. And so this trail keeps going back there. And if you all don't know, Cal and I are outdoor junkies. We love the outdoors. And so this is right up our alley.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
There's nothing quite as peaceful as running water, the sound of running water.
Nope. You got that right, Jack. I'll take it any day. You ready to head up to another building?
Yeah, I guess we should turn back the other way because
It doesn't look like there's much more back there.
no, I don't see anything back there. That is a huge structure.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's got to be 200 feet tall.
And right here is where the coal went in, of course.
Yeah, fill her up.
Fill her up. Sweet.
Lots of graffiti out here.
Tons of it.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's head to some other parts of the village. Yeah, this was just huge, man. This was huge.
So
You can
I've
go.
seen-
You can go to GlendaleSC.com, and on there it has the story and picture record of Glendale Mills, and you will be able to read some of this information.
I've seen stuff like this before in Concord, actually, where there's a mill right on the river.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like these were the support system for
This right
a
here?
bridge that would have crossed over here. And so when I was reading about it, they said that there was another footbridge that would have allowed people to come across to what would have been, the mill.
Yeah.
So they'd come over to work here. So I'm guessing that these may have been part of the structure for that footbridge. So if we look across, maybe somewhere along the other side, there would have been similar.
Yeah. Because if there's a bridge that was over down there on that
structures,
end, then you would think there would be one perhaps on this end as well.
So maybe up over this hill, there would have been another mill village.
Yeah.
Full of 100-plus-year-old homes where the workforce would live.
I hear them sounds of the water rushing.
We got some sand here, so it's like
peaceful
we're on the
and
beach.
serene. The pseudo beach.
It's hard to walk in.
Especially in boots. I wonder what has been uncovered at these sites. You know, if they did any ground penetrating radar and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or metal detector. You could go crazy with a metal detector out here, I'm sure.
Look at that cat.
We will not see it on camera, but yeah, there is a cat there. Let's see if I can zoom in.
Looks like he's hunting.
Oh, wrong setting. Nope. Can't see the cat. It's there though, it's black. Wishing us good luck, right?
Yeah, we're gonna switch it from being bad luck to good luck.
Now, I don't know what this is.
I'm gonna see if I can look it up.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it's definitely newer, I would think, because of, you see the metal that's right there?
Yeah.
So perhaps it's, I don't know, or maybe that metal piece was an add-on to something that was original back then.
I'm not going with newer. You know what?
What's that?
I bet this was part of a bridge system too.
Now that makes more sense, yeah.
Kind of weird. Because it's got these little windows on it.
They're not coke ovens, that's for sure.
They're not what?
Ovens. Or maybe they were.
You don't see...
Well, no, because see, look under there. You see the screws?
I don't see any charring. Ooh, yeah. That maybe was a road, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is maybe the underside of a bridge. Another bridge? Oh, hey, check this out.
What's that? Does it say where the bricks were made?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see that often in places.
ACP Keystone.
Let me look them up.
They stamped it. And someone so kindly spray painted it red to catch our attention. And then they left the can there.
Okay, ACP Keystone brick are Alabama bricks. Actually, hold on, let me look and see here. ACP Keystone. Well, right here it says ACP, yeah, they're Bessemer, Alabama. So it says that ACP Keystone was originated in Bessemer, Alabama. Alabama Clay Products Company is what that stands for, from 1922 to 1946. So they were outsourcing their bricks, it looks like, from Alabama.
Wow, that's quite a journey for those bricks, right?
Yeah.
In the 1800s?
No, this was 1922 is when this place came, when this place was built in Alabama.
So the location that we're at now, 1800s.
Yeah.
But the company that made these bricks,
1900s. Early
so
1920s.
This is newer. You were right.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured this was probably
You win
newer.
that one.
Where's my prize, my dear Watson? And that's why it's great to be able to utilize the internet to get some stuff. So Wofford College, I don't know if I'm ever saying that right, whether it's Wofford or Wofford. Maybe it's Wofford.
Wofford?
Or is it Wofford?
I don't know. I try not to get into pronunciations.
I don't know. I speak Tennessee sometimes, so sometimes it gets kind of, you understand it sometimes you don't. But on the other side of this fence, you're going to see, or I'm sorry, the other side of the building, you're going to see where it's labeled and says the years that it was actually running. At least this specific structure. I'm not sure about the other ones, but this specific structure up top, you're going to see the wording labeling the site.
Yeah, we kind of started in the middle of this hole, in the middle of the grounds as well, and then worked our way sort of towards the back, and now we're walking up towards the front. Just so you have a context of the order of the layout. Now that's a 1 foot jump.
That's a 1 foot jump.
That I can handle.
And you see the beautiful water that's coming down.
There's a really nice waterfall up here that we will approach as we walk this trail. So your guess when we were talking earlier was that the bricks were maybe made here on site.
And that,
so those weren't.
Those weren't, but maybe previously they were.
Some of these others would have been. So if they would have made bricks on site, which you said you've seen in various places,
absolutely.
So even if it wasn't here, maybe this is relevant to somewhere else, but do they like quarry that clay? I mean, when we were out in Colorado recently, we saw clay mines, and you could clearly see where they dug giant holes in the ground and took all the clay out for bricks.
Wow.
Do you see that here?
I mean,
is that what they would have done?
I'm not quite sure. I can just speak to it from what it is that I know, and like the village, like Cumberland, Furnace, and places like that in Dixon and Middle Tennessee that I'm aware of, they would utilize the clay by the riverbanks.
Oh yeah.
And galvanize that, use the ovens, and make the clay from there.
So maybe just scoop it out from like right over here.
Right, but then you also have to look at it from this standpoint. If in 1922 the institution of enslavement, of course, was over.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have the a large scale network of being able to have the labor to produce the bricks, then an extra cost has to be obtained by outsourcing where you're getting your products from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so this is probably a key example of that.
Beautiful view.
Yep, it is. So do you think that this was a natural source of water? Because the mills were right over there. The ironworks, homes were right over there.
I think
there's a historical marker over there that says iron workers.
Yeah, I think
or iron works.
What I saw online, I think this was natural. Obviously, this dam was not.
Right.
So this is a man-made dam. They said online that it would collapse at one point, and then I think they rebuilt it. The bridge that's over top of it is the reason why we came.
Yeah.
That's what you had initially seen and thought looked really cool. So I actually saw a commercial restoration firm that has on their website information about restoring that bridge. It was originally built like, untreated wood and iron, and then they restored it. At some point they put asphalt over the top of it, which was crumbling and it was in pretty bad condition.
Right.
And then just recently, I want to say like 2019, something like that, within the last 5 to 10 years, they restored the entire bridge, and they put back down the, I think we haven't been up there yet, wood on the base of it, and then there's some steel that's reinforced it as well, but it's still got the original look to it, and they tried to preserve a lot of the original look and feel to it. I thought you could drive across it, but when we just went up there,
yeah, you can't do it.
It's blocked off. So I think it's just a footbridge now, and we will walk across it because it looks cool. There's some people walking across it right now. It's a pretty interesting little architectural detail. On one side of this building, the windows are staggered, and on the other side, they're perfectly evenly spaced. There's a lot of people out here too.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty popular place.
For sure. All right, so there's also a post office on the site, so I think we should mosey our way on up there. Because you got to have a post office, right?
If you want some letters.
If you want some letters.
And receive your Amazon packages.
Not so much back then. But, contracts to get paid and all those other things.
What do you think this is all about?
Maybe they do not reenactments, but maybe there's like some
demonstration,
experiential learning and demonstrations that they do out here.
Or maybe they just love to come out here and make pizza from time
That
to
too.
time.
Which is what we just had
Yeah.
at Coastal Crust,
That-
which is really good. It's definitely being used. Let me smell.
Does it
Yeah.
smell like pizza?
Not a lot, but
That definitely looks like a pizza oven, but I don't know, kind of a weird spot for a pizza oven.
yeah.
You want to go walk around and check out the front of the administration
Yeah,
building?
let's do that.
This is now Wofford College.
It says by 1875, there were 60 houses with 400 residents.
They must be the Bulldogs.
So this was a pretty large operation for sure.
Wofford Bulldogs, you think?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So this was the former mill office, and now is, what was it, their environmental studies building?
Yeah, I believe that's what the signage said up
Something
there.
like that? Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, this was a one-stop shop when you really think about it. You had everything you needed right here. You had the post office right here, the big dog's house right there, if you will. And then you had the office here, and then he was able to look at all that down there. And here you see Glendale Avenue. So, and this is the post office, and the post office was built, according to the U.S. Postal Service, it's been here since 1878 and has had 15 postmasters, 6 acting postmasters, and 5 officers in charge through the date of May 2010. So this joint's pretty old, 1878. And you were saying something pretty important about the loading dock.
I mean, I don't know how important it is, but I just kind of noticed when you come up here.
But it shows how you
Yeah.
can kind of
Adaptive
repurpose
reuse.
and adapt, because the bricks
Yeah.
right here are
It
completely
looks like maybe there
different.
was the bricks kind of change here. So you got older bricks back over there on the back, and then much younger bricks here. And then beneath it, you have what, and I'm not an expert on this, but it looks like what used to be a loading dock,
Yeah.
because it ends right here. And then it picks up again on the other side. New brick, new brick, new brick, new brick. 150-year-old brick.
1878.
Possibly they took the loading dock and turned it into the front door, which means maybe on the back side we'll see the former front entrance. Although
you see
I know.
up top.
Yeah, this could have possibly been the entrance to the building, honestly, because there's a weird terrace up top, and then a pretty nice door. It's definitely got a much larger frame, and
this still exists. Look, the way we used to
there's a lot more.
the way we used to do mail in the past.
Yeah, this is an old school email machine.
An old school email machine.
Yep.
That's exactly what that is.
That's how we used to send our emails.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell that to my kids. You come and you put your email in here,
And it takes days and days
and
and
then
days.
a little email person picks it up. Usually there's like a hole in the back. There you go. Cool
Yeah.
little padlock. An email person comes and picks up, opens the lock and picks up the mail, and they take it to your friend Murphy. But yeah, so I'm guessing maybe this could have been the front door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting that they've got that second floor balcony with this door down here. But let's walk around the other side.
But think about it. 1878. If this building was that, if this building has been here that long, I mean,
Oh, wait.
unless there was some things that were added to it, what type of operation, what type of mail operation? It had to be more than just Glendale, because
I mean, yeah, this is
Spartanburg was
big.
right up the street. This was huge.
Well, I mean, if that's a mill over there, first of all, you got a mill village that I'm assuming is housing all of the workers at the mill.
it said about 400 residents.
Okay, I mean, so that's a bit of people, but also I imagine that they're handling all the mail for whatever the the corporate interest is behind the mill
But
as well.
that too.
But look at this. So remember how I said maybe that was a former loading dock?
Yeah.
So this building is like an L shape, and the exact opposite mirror L end is
right
still
here too.
what looks like a loading dock that they just, I'm assuming this would have been open to the interior, and they just basically put siding there, but since they didn't want this to be the entrance, they just put some simple stairs. But look, we still got that old brick and that metal feature there for the, and check this out. You ready, Murph?
Yeah.
Look at these. You think those are original?
These right here? Yeah. I mean,
The wood?
they're pretty old, man. Who knows? I know that with some of my friends that are into architecture, they would be able to tell by the nails. Like this is an older nail right here.
Yes.
That one.
Exactly. That is an older one.
And this would be
And that one's
newer.
at least a little bit newer. And also look underneath.
Yeah.
There's 2 layers of wood there.
Mm-hmm.
And don't know a lot about architecture, but you know what? We've got some friends that could help.
Touche. Touche.
And here you go. So just to further the estimate or the what do you call it? My guess, I guess, that this would have been a loading dock is you got one here without any stairs at all.
Yeah.
That's been finished up. So yeah, I'm assuming those were all sorts of loading docks for getting the mail in and out of this building. We got them all over the side of the building.
It's very well preserved, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. It's crazy to me that it's 150 years old, and the wood on that we just looked at is presumably a close to 150 years old as well.
And
it's just been sitting out there, freezing every year, you know, getting rained on, and it's not rotted out.
it's not rotted out.
And my house is 15 years old, and I got to replace the deck because it's completely rotted out. And I want someone to explain to me how that works.
Right.
So no, you cannot drive on the bridge.
Nope.
As is explicitly stated by this sign. Well, we can walk it.
So on the other side, that's where we saw the historical marker for the ironworks.
Yeah. As far as bridges are concerned, this one is cool.
It's sturdy. That makes me feel good.
What?
I said it's sturdy. That makes me
sturdy.
feel good.
Yep. Another sturdy bridge. Remember that one we went over with Megan? That was like
The cars
a third
drove
of the
over.
width of this, and it was supposed to take cars over a
Yeah,
train.
Model T Fords.
This feels a bit more substantial than that one.
This is gorgeous though.
The water is so still on this side. How you guys doing?
You know, at where was I at? Harper's Ferry. When you cross the bridge in Harper's Ferry, they have a lot of the locks too.
Yeah, they got them in San Francisco as well. Some places don't like when you do it.
Yeah, I know.
This bridge seems like it can handle the weight, but some of those little wooden bridges literally can't handle the weight. You know?
No, no. And when you
There-
have thousands of these that are put on it, it
There's
eventually starts to weigh it down.
Yeah, for sure. There's that Rainbow Bridge in out in western North Carolina where people take their dog's old collars when they pass, and they hook their collars up there. It was
Really?
painted as a Rainbow Bridge to be a memorial to people's
the
lost
dogs.
pets. It got washed away in the hurricane.
Dang.
So it's cool to see people use public spaces as,
Well,
I guess, how they will, right?
yeah.
Oh, wow. What is that for? You think that's how they open and close the dam?
I don't know if it. I mean, those
Manually?
trains are pretty rusty. So I mean, they got to add a lot of damn WD-40 on it to get it going.
I mean, I'm sure they're not adjusting it now, but you think back in the day they would
Probably
come out here and
somebody would man it.
four
and turn
guys
the-
would
yeah,
come out here and just crank them as hard as they could?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You need Big John Henry to come out and do that.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we can really reasonably get down there.
Right there?
There's a fence and some climbing, but I'm not going to do that. There is a boardwalk down there. You want to go down and check out the water?
Yeah, let's check. Let's hit this sign up real quick and check
Okay,
out some of these
yeah.
houses. So I think that these are probably some of the original mill homes
Oh, yeah.
or buildings.
That's right.
Or maybe this was for the ironworks. I guess we'll be able to find out by
What do we
reading
want to
this
do?
historical
Sign
marker.
first and then cool abandoned buildings?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
the sign first.
Got to keep you people engaged before we get to the cool stuff. But we'll go check those out in a second. Look at that.
Yeah. Those have been around for a while,
Oh
my
my
friend.
gosh.
All right, let's get some learning. Lawson's Fork. During the American Revolution, the South Carolina government, as part of the war effort, supported Joseph Buffington, William Warford, and others in the construction of an ironworks. It became a well-known landmark and the scene of several skirmishes, notably the Battle of Warford's Ironworks, August the 8th, 1780.
Wow, they got their own battle here too. What?
What does it say on there?
That must have been Mr. No, that's Colonel Isaac Shelby. It says, after the Battle of the Peach Trees on August 8th, 1780, Colonel Elijah Clark and Isaac Shelby retreated north to avoid another confrontation with Major Patrick Ferguson. Major Ferguson did catch the Patriots at Wofford's Ironworks on Lawson Fork Creek, but could not successfully engage them because all of the Patriots were mounted. Patriots continued their retreat and the British returned to their camp at Cedar Spring. Originally built in 1754, the ironworks was destroyed by the notorious loyalist William Bloody Bill Cunningham in
Bloody Bill.
1781. They couldn't engage them because they had horses.
They had horses.
Man, you have a horse and you are king. All right,
I thought everyone had horses back then.
let's check this.
All right, so this is one of the original, well, not original ones, but this is the first one that we saw right up here.
That's the first one we saw when we came around the corner, yeah. So these probably would have been all mill houses and mill workers. They're probably very old. And so the workers that would have worked over there and the mill would have lived here.
Yeah,
So it would have been a very short walk to get to work.
I think that is a very educated guess, my friend.
We've got mill villages back in Concord, Cornelius.
And it looks like someone obviously used this as a business because it has "Sorry, we're closed" sign
Yeah.
on it.
You got the moss growing up on the roof. We do have "Sorry, we're closed."
Clearly.
So we will not be able to get any provisions here.
Nope.
Or whatever they used to do. The windows are barred.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's from Mill Village time. The tile is
The actual building itself may have been though.
pretty likely asbestos. And the paint is pretty likely lead.
Yeah.
But this is what you could have expected
In a mill village.
to have as a home in the Mill Village. Wild that they just have the doors open here for us to explore. I don't even see a hint of a no trespassing sign here, which is wild. All I can say is if anybody watches this and says we want to go check it out, there's a no trespassing sign up there, so
Yeah.
we won't pass that, but it looks like that goes up to this building right here.
And the base of it, you can see where the base of it is probably original, what it is.
Maybe it's been
Because-
resided.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. What I was saying is if you see this and you want to come out here and visit it, because you've seen this video, please respect it.
Most definitely.
If we can keep stuff like this preserved and intact, nature will do its thing and we'll reclaim it at some point, but we don't need to help it along.
No, we
More
don't.
people can come and experience it. And it's cool because you just don't get to see a lot of old America in
Yeah.
this condition that you can just interface with so freely. So
Yep.
definitely be respectful.
And here's another building as well. Not quite sure what it was, but it's here, thankfully. There's some church pews right
Yeah.
there. And maybe that was a counter for a store? What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
turquoise
that's
one?
a pretty good guess. I mean, being that there are multiple church pews in here.
And then there's the N-word again.
Yeah, I don't even know if we can show that on YouTube, but
just can't get away from it.
It is a part of what's out here. Let's open this door. Wow. I mean, let me ask you, have you ever seen abandoned buildings that are this accessible and in this relatively good shape still?
Not at any of the places that I've built that weren't intentionally kept up.
That's,
you see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
these aren't being kept up intentionally.
No.
But
I mean, anybody can walk in here and they are in great shape, and they're still, you know, doors that are here. A lot of the windows are broken and the glass is gone, so they've probably been broken for a while. But I mean, it's really impressive that these are here and they're accessible. Anybody can walk up to them, really, for the most part.
Yeah.
And
all right.
I actually feel like maybe that was a church.
Which one?
This one. Because it's got pretty ornate entrance.
Or
and then the one next to it kind of looks like maybe this could have been some shops, and maybe, I mean, it would track with what we just saw in that other building.
Well, they actually did have a church that was here, so.
Or it could have just been a shop. I mean, there's pews and toilets in there, but there's no plumbing. That one's hooked up with electric, but that would have been well after the 1800s that they would have.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find that.
See, this looks a little bit more significant than a home. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's got 2 floors.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a door up there, which tells me that maybe they would have loaded goods up into that and then sold it down here. So maybe that is a store.
Yeah, I'm see if I can find some more information on it.
And this is remains of something. That's what I'm talking about. Nature will reclaim what was once hers.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't able to find anything on those at the moment.
What time is it?
3:06.
All right.
But you're able to still see the base of other buildings right here. So it extended out, it looks like. And obviously this wasn't a road.
No,
here.
There's houses all up and down these roads, and some of them look like people are there now still.
Yeah.
That live there. This is only the second no trespassing sign I've seen today, and it just says after dark.
So they're saying that you can actually swim here. But
yeah.
You have to do so at your own risk.
Oh, is that what it says? Oh, wow.
I don't even know where you would swim.
I can tell you where I wouldn't swim. Right there.
It's still ice left over.
Because it is frozen.
You see it?
Actually, it's really frozen. Oh, actually, so this reminds me. So when I was reading about this area, they said that one of the things that people would do is they would come up here and they would ice skate.
Oh, really?
I'm assuming not here because this water, I'm assuming, is flowing, so it would stop it from freezing. But on the other side, where we said it looked like it's pretty still, I bet that freezes over during a hard freeze, and it said people would ice skate at their own peril.
Well, it hasn't been, this snow and everything that we had was, well, you know what, no, that was on like Wednesday, so I reckon it, a lot of
it's been below freezing every night here.
Yeah.
That's a pretty thick chunk of ice, yeah. So yeah, they'd come out here and ice skate. Again, probably down there or up on the other side of the bridge where it's still. This is my guess. I wouldn't think you'd be ice skating on these. rocks.
And because, you know, we just haven't had as much rain in the region over the past, what, 5 or 6 years, I'm sure that these probably get a little bit more full at some point. But I could definitely do some good meditating out here.
Yeah. I'm
Most
halfway there right now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all this over here. It's frozen.
Oh, nice.
All right, you want to go ice skating?
How about no?
All right, you ready? This is,
You're gonna walk across that? You know you can be clumsy, right?
I'm pretty clumsy, yeah. That is thick ice.
Oh, see? There he goes.
That's cold.
I knew it was gonna happen. But it is still pretty thick, for sure.
It's really thick, yeah. Look at that, there's chunks of ice on
Yeah.
top.
So as you see right there, that's where we were at earlier.
Yep.
Straight ahead, you see the sign that says Glendale Mills up top. You probably can't see it, but we can. And this is the opposite side of where we were showing you the bridge is and the where the water's rushing down. And so I can imagine that this obviously stretched further that way because the buildings that we just showed you were right up there. And so we just walked down here. But definitely a cool site. One I would definitely come and see if you're in the Spartanburg, Greenville, Glendale, South Carolina area for sure.
Actually, you can see those cranks from down here a lot better. Those definitely were to open up the dam.
Yeah,
Now you can see underneath where the doors would have opened and allowed that water to flow.
yeah. There's some bamboo trees right there too.
Yeah, those are probably more recent, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, because remember when we were at Beaver Dam and
Yeah.
Davidson, there was a lot of bamboo
Yeah.
trees that were out there as well.
People plant it a lot now for some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's kind of invasive.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just a little different perspective can tell you a whole different story.
Most definitely, most definitely. This is Glendale Village. This is our field trip for the day, if you will. We love to get out and to still go to places, even though we do, interviews on our podcasts and, just talk about our own personal experiences. It's always great to still get out as well and get into the elements and get to these historic sites that make these hometowns great. And so Glendale, South Carolina, it's been great visiting you. Now we're on our way to Spartanburg. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share with friends and history lovers alike. All right? Peace.
See ya.
Happy New Year.
Teenagers back in the day used to climb this thing
Oh, yeah.
and run across the top. What are you thinking? You want to give
Most
it a shot?
definitely. No. Those days are over.
It is hard rocks at the bottom.
Yeah.